colleagues, welcome to UCMC and to the Center of Reforms. We are talking about the transformations taking place in our country. We are happy today to talk about the special direction which is of critical importance to our state and which constitutes officially one of the priorities in the reform program for this year and I believe next year as well. We are talking about transformation of public enterprises, and today we are going to talk about the changes in the culture of management of the state-owned enterprises, specifically about the educational program. And we have Ruslan Korzh, Deputy Minister of Economic Development and Trade of Ukraine, Yaroslava Johnson, President of Chief Executive Director at the Western NICS Enterprise Fund, and Kompan, Director of the Program Transformation of Public or State-Owned Enterprises. So at this point of time, I give you the floor. Mr. Ruslan, good morning. Thank you for the invitation extended to me to come here. During these days, we are going to mark the 1 year anniversary since the new government is at the helm of our country. What kind of reforms have been started, how they've been implemented, by the reforms taken care of by the simple people at the working places and the jobs. Specifically, we're talking about the public enterprise sector. We were talking a lot about the problems existing here, how we are going to reform or to change the situation. We said that last year we lost more than 100 billion hryvnia and the missed profit about the same amount. So this is the potential to create the added value for the state, for each of us. In order to implement or to realize this potential, at the level of the government, we are working on preparation of the proposal reforms and draft laws which are then submitted to the parliament for their consideration or adoption. And also we would like that at each working place, the management and the teams working at the state-owned enterprises could exercise their rights to increase to upgrade their skills and to upgrade their knowledge and draw from the source of experience and knowledge amassed during the whole world. We started doing something along those lines. We are talking about enterprise, about 1/3 of those new people are coming to us. And some of them have the MBA degree, who already start to apply the knowledge which they acquired in the international business. However, those knowledges and skills are absolutely not sufficient. I believe that the program we are going to talk about today, this kind of the light in the end of the tunnel, and which we have been talking about for a long time, and thanks to the organizers and to those who provide the funds or finance for those programs, which enabled us to launch this program. I would be prepared to answer questions, if any. Good morning. Actually, I prepared a short video presentation for everybody to understand what this program is all about. This kind of educational curriculum transformation of the state-owned enterprises, but this educational one, and the major objective of that is to help the country to transform the state-owned enterprise companies, and I absolutely agree with Mr. Korzh that there is a huge potential in the state-owned enterprises. If you ask any Ukrainian in the street, what do you think about the state-owned enterprise? He would describe some kind of dilapidated or abandoned structure where very sad people are sitting and trying to do something. Those enterprises have to create the added value for the country, for the whole Ukrainian nation. If we base ourselves on the global basis in reforming the state-owned enterprise or public enterprises, Ukraine is the first, not the last country in the world which actually has encountered this problem and challenges while reforming the public sector. I'm sure that with time passing, we'll have the division of the public enterprises in non-profit in commercial enterprises and the education level, educational commercial state or public enterprises, actually the major objective of this program, because the public enterprises they should not ruin the value. They have to create that value, and they have to become this kind of natural component of the market, like the private enterprises and companies and those Ukrainian enterprises which are present today in different international exchange markets, and which attract investments, and the same opportunities are also accessible for the companies in the public sector. Actually, the prerequisites of development of this program, what I already mentioned, the major task is to help our country in order for the companies in the public, state-owned companies be market-oriented, that they actually act based on market regulations, and for them to work for the benefit of Ukrainian people. The major objective goal of this program is to gather together the top echelon of powers and the managers of the enterprises. But first of all, the top management, we know that all the transformations, reforms and changes and transformations depend on the simple people, and they're going to be the driving force which will help us to change the situation in the public sector. That's why we involve the managers of the public enterprises from different sectors of the economy. We are talking about 50 representatives of the directors general of the public companies who are going to go through the different education modules. Not only we are talking about the general directors, maybe they will include the managers of different functions or different departments or divisions, all those who can come up with the initiatives or, let's say, determine the movement, development of the state-owned enterprises. Yeah, this is short, but I believe that this information will be distributed between you. This is the list of those companies and enterprises who already agreed to participate in this program. They represent different sectors of Ukrainian economy. We are talking about the steelmaking, metallurgical sector, the transport, communications, etc. So our goal is to cover all the most important sectors and branches of the Ukrainian economy, which actually represent the assets of the Ukrainian people. A few words about the professors, lecturers, and the methodology to be used, since the major goal of this program is to provide education for the commercial public enterprises. Naturally, we are going to use the educational experience of the best practices of the best schools the world over in order to impart into this program not only the academic spirit but make it maximally close to the practical efforts. We are going to involve successful entrepreneurs, successful officials, not only from Ukraine but other countries as well. Those countries which successfully passed through the transformation of the public enterprises, where the companies became the inalienable part of the markets, where they presented this stock exchange, the stock markets, and our goal is to take the experience from the academic experience and academic knowledge and experience in different best schools and the practical steps which have been already taken both in Ukraine and the best international markets. Today, we cooperate with those business schools. You can see their logos on this slide. Those are the leading world business schools, and their managers and the professors already gave their consent to participate in our program. Program makes provision for 14 educational modules which are presented on this slide. We are talking about the key subjects which are studied in the universities and business schools the world over, but we place a special emphasis on the specifics which is associated with the fact that the public enterprises are the state-owned enterprises, so we have to ensure coordination of efforts between the enterprise and the state. So we're going to include several education modules dedicated to the standards of corporate management, the issues of transparency, ethics, combating corruption, the corporate relevance, but also we'll have classical academic subjects which have to teach the managers of the companies how to make their companies and enterprises profitable and create the added value. We are talking about the finances, the market strategic planning and efficiency of the operation of the different companies and enterprises. We believe that this program will be very useful, and we hope that this will help our country to live through this very difficult but badly required process of reform in the public sector. And a few more words about the program. We are going to launch this program on December the 12th, next Saturday. For 2 days, we are going to gather together managers of the enterprises. We are going to teach them 8 hours of very hard work every day. But another very important aspect of this program is the fact that we wish to create some kind of ecosystem within which the managers of the state-owned enterprises could communicate between themselves, because some of them have a very good experience. There are more advanced in years managers or younger managers who have very good education. They acquired abroad, and they have some experience working in some Western companies. And this could be, actually, this is one of our tasks, is to create a certain system where this experience and knowledge, Western experience and specific Ukrainian experience, could be merged or combined in order to promote the development of the Ukrainian state. So we are going to start on December the 12th. The duration of this program is 7 months, 14 education modules. The instructions will be provided in Ukrainian, and the representatives of the leading American nation or European universities will deliver their lectures in their native tongues through the simultaneous translation. I would like to underscore that this is a free of charge program. Actually, this costs rather a lot, but those funds were provided by the Western NIS Enterprise Fund, a kind of investment to the future. I believe my colleague, Madam Yaroslava Johnson, will say more about that. Good morning. I would like, first of all, to tell about fund. We've been here for 20 years. For the first years, we were involved in the investment, and we actually invested $168 million in 100 plus enterprises. Also, we have a big experience in the sphere of the education. We could see that when we invested in this or that company, they had to increase the level of education of their managers and management. And that's why the program which we are going to finance today is very important. We understood, we came to understand. We have to prepare the educate the top level management or the corporate sector, which is very important. So the ministry asked us to help. We came to realize that this is badly required education for the state-owned enterprises, which in the past did not work too efficiently, but we believe that those 14 modules, when we go through that, they will be working more efficiently for the benefit of Ukraine. Thank you very much. We now have time for questions and answers, if any. Perhaps I will start. I have more ironical question. If some of the directors will not prove to be too successful in their academics education, will the ministry take the respective administrative decisions? Actually, we have different levels of our influence, but we are going to monitor the implementation of this program. Keep very attentively. We have the kind of meetings one-to-one or tete-a-tete with our managers. We ask them to make a review of this period, not only to come up with the financial planning, but to make it or to do that in kind of presentation form, and to prove that this or another manager actually occupies properly or deserves to occupy this his office or her office. And I believe that our colleagues will provide their specific findings on a more professional level. Are there any more questions? If none, maybe you'll try in several modules when they are over to gather here again, and you will inform us maybe about the level of attendance, or maybe about some new enterprises or companies which may crop up. After that, there is a proactive work to select the candidates or applicants, and there is some kind of competition. Is there any kind of the cooperation specific freshman courses, let's say, to be selected? Maybe you have some ideas about that. We have some ideas because we are talking about the teaching education. This is the best investment we can even ever imagine for the development of the country, and we have to provide this education not only at the top level. We start from the top level because those people are going to become driving force for implementation of the reforms in Ukraine, but all the way from the general management or down to the manager in some kind of district or regional center depends a lot. These reform must be integrated, must work as one and the same whole. So to start with, we have to launch we have a very good start to this curriculum and program. I believe that other directors will join us and follow in their steps of the first attendees. Thank you very much. I can see that there are no more questions. I may wish you much success in your endeavor. Once again, I would like to emphasize that when we are talking about the reforms, we are not talking about only the let's say bylaws or draft laws. We are talking about the transformation and changes in the business culture, which is sometimes more important than the regulatory act. We have to change everything at the level of the traditional or everyday habits. Thank you very much again, and we are going to follow attentively the progress of yours. Next briefing is going to have at 12 sharp, a topic Donbass University